Madison, I absolutely love you on the Z Suite. I cannot tell you how much Kriska is just like a little bit of light. She has so much energy. She's so funny and doesn't know she's being funny because that's, Gen Z being Gen's doing their thing. And, like us older folks were like, "Haha, you're so cute. Look at you." Was there something about Kriska or maybe Katie O'Brien's writing that really drew you to be a part of this show?
Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. I do think that everything with Kriska comes from a genuine place, and that's why it does come across as funny because it is real for her. And that's what I was hoping for with this character, that you could kind of laugh at her a bit. With Katie O'Brien, I've loved her from the moment I met her. I got to work with her in my callback a little bit, and then we went straight to a screen test. And she's part of the reason why I signed on to do the project because I loved her. I felt like Katie was a bit of me and she understood what I was doing. And there was like an understanding and room to play with Kriska at both of the times that I met her in the process before having working with her. And so, yeah, I just think she got it from day one. And I read the script and was like, I too understand Kriska.
How did Katie describe Kriska then to you originally?
Well, I will say she actually changed a little bit, like from the early aught of the pilot I read a year ago, like last February, to having booked it in May, and then we shot it in August. Kriska did change a little bit, as did the script. But I remember in one of my meetings with Katie, she was so funny. She goes, I'm hesitant to say this, but she's almost like Elle Woods. And I was like, that's so funny because Elle Woods is one of the people I had based Kriska off of. But I think, she was hesitant to say that because she didn't want me bouncing off the walls, just being crazy, sparkly pink 24/7. But Kriska is loosely based around three different characters. And Elwood's is one of them. So when she said that, I was like, perfect. That was part of it for me as well.
There's that optimism. It's not necessarily like the bouncy off the wall, a pink obsession, but I think it's the optimism and like she's been given this role of control over us. And then she's like, okay, I have to boss lady up then. And this
I
is,
do. Yeah. It's that can-do ambition.
there
And
you
I do
go.
that Kriska is very colorful. We decided her color wasn't pink, but it was red. So she is very colorful and ambitious, and she has that can-do attitude and kind of that like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, life hasn't jaded her yet. She's still very optimistic, which Elle Woods is as well. So that was kind of that portion of the character.
Well, I love the threesome that is Elliot, Clem, and Kriska. I feel like there's such great friendship between all of you. And I talked to Spencer, and he said it was kind of innate between the three of you, but he also spent a lot of time working with Anna so that they could have this, double bond, like that inseparable bond sort of thing. But did you feel like innate chemistry between the three of you? Because you work so closely together, so many hours, it's like the three of you against the world.
Yeah, you're correct in that regard. I do think that from when I met Spencer at the callback and then I met up with Anna, we had some coffee before we went out to Canada to shoot. I definitely felt like a kinship with the both of them. And also something Katie O'Brien said to me, she was like, Clem and Elliot are Kriska's solar system. And so when one of them is out of whack, then the whole orbit is messed up. So that's how we kind of wanted to work with these three characters. Like they all need each other and they all kind of feed off of each other. And if one's not okay, then they're all not okay.
It's so funny you said that because I spoke to Nico this morning, and Nico basically described almost verbatim his thoughts on his relationship between Monica and Doug. He said
Um,
she's the sun and he's the moon, and he doesn't get to like shine until, like they're, either together or like she
yeah,
gives him permission to shine. That's so funny. The irony, these two
yeah.
separate people have so much in common and they don't
Mm,
even know it. This
agreed.
there's so many funny moments. You have a gift for comedy, but I think like recently we've only seen you in these dramatic roles. Have you started looking more towards comedy these days? Because you're funny. You have a gift in this series, especially. I don't know if it's just Katie's writing, and she's known for her comedic writing, but certainly we've
Mm.
seen you play comedic roles before. But I feel like this one is perfect for you. It's a perfect vehicle for your comedy abilities.
I so appreciate you saying that. And it's very interesting because I come from theater. Like I went to UCLA, I studied theater, film, and television. Like I come from Shakespeare, I did musical theater, like absurdist, like Ionesco stuff. So I actually feel that my strength lies in drama. Like I have friends who are gonna be on SNL. They're improv king and queens. They're so funny. And Anna's one of those people. And I never considered myself to be that person. And so it's interesting with Kriska. Technically, her and Monica are more of the straight men in the show. Like they are not the huge, over the top, larger than life characters that like Elliot or Minnesota Matt or Doug are, but they do come across as funny. And I think it's because both Lauren and I we're playing them genuinely. So they're fun to laugh at. But yeah, I don't know. I don't consider myself to be all that funny of a person. It's funny you say that.
You're so good in this. And I have to ask you though, was it hard keeping it together? You're on Zoom a lot with Mark McKinney's character. Is it hard for you to keep it together since he's a comedy legend?
He's so funny. A lot of the time,
He's like a floating head in the entire took us long to
yeah,
see him in the Zoom.
he's funny. Like him, we have a couple characters like that it's like George, Oliver, and another character that I don't want to give away, but they kind of come in and do their thing. But we didn't always shoot with them because of moving schedules and everybody's very busy. So a lot of the time, I would be doing the Zoom to nothing with no one, and someone's just off camera, like Kate Lambert or Katie O'Brien, or someone's reading their lines for me. So a lot of that work I didn't get to do with Mark McKinney, but there are some scenes that he came in for, like the conference room scenes that we did with him on the day. And he's such a pleasure to work with. And him and Nico have worked together a bunch on Superstore. So great chemistry and just vibes in the room on the whole.
Is there a task that Chris is given that you're most challenged by or most impressed that she tackled?
Yes, I would say episode 7, and I can't even tell you what it is because it would be giving the whole episode away. But there is a task, as you put it, that I do think Kriska conquers, rises to the occasion, and does swimmingly. I'm super proud of her.
We've seen 2 episodes so far. Have people just been reaching out to you constantly this last week, or at least last few days, to say how great the series is and how wonderful you are in it? Because I feel like this is going to be a fast fan favorite.
I hope so. I hope people are loving it, and I hope there's something in it for everyone. I hope that's what they're walking away with, just kind of a feel good, something to put on, I feel like the world is so intense right now. So that's my hope. And a lot of people have been texting, mostly in the past day, just because of the Super Bowl and kind of the marketing campaigns that were surrounding that. So I feel like I've gotten more texts and messages in the last 24 hours than I probably have this whole week.
You've been in some incredible roles, as we said, and you've been a part of iconic series like Blackish and All American, and here you are on Z Suite. What have been some of your personal favorite projects that you've been a part of?
I'd be remiss if I didn't say the lake. It was like
That one
such a
was you and
big,
Jordan Gavras are just like meant to be.
I could not agree more. We are like two peas in a pod. We keep saying we're the same person. We find each other in any lifetime. I love that, man. We're actually like constantly dying to work together again. Like we're looking for something else to do together in a different capacity. I love that man. I love that cast. It was a really special time, kind of still in a COVID-y era. So it felt so tight knit and like summer camp with everybody. And I see them all to this day and we hang out and it's just like the best memories. So I'd be remiss if I didn't say the link.
Have you been busy working on any other projects? Are you focused right now on the Z Suite because, we're just getting these episodes out now?
Yeah, I'm pretty tight locked on the Z Suite right now. I know the
Good.
first two have come out and it's
Yes.
kind of on a rolling every Thursday, but I'm still in ADR. Like we're finishing the episodes as they're coming out because this was a very tight turnaround. So I'm impressed for this. I'm still working on it. And then I'd say around like March-ish, April, when this full season is out, I'll have some more like availability to get started on something else.
Maybe step back into the theater world.
I'd love that. I would love to do like a few months on Broadway when I'm in between shooting a series or something. It is hard, you know, like we are contracted and you never know when you're going back to shoot something. It's kind of up to production and schedules. So, yeah, if I have time, I'd absolutely love to.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the incredible work you continue to do on our screens?
Man, you are really gassing me up. I would say I really hope you enjoy the show. I hope you can just have a laugh and relax and decompress watching this. It's just a fun, kooky, campy, bright show. And I hope it is that for people. I hope they can just decompress and unwind and yeah, feel good.